Hi everyone, welcome to your Flow into Yin class. For this class, you will need a couple of props, but you don't need the actual yoga props. You can absolutely make do with what you find around your house. A yoga block if you have one, and if you don't have a yoga block, a firm, sturdy book or anything else kind of firm and ideally squarish that you could maybe even sit on that would take your weight. You can even use a pillow as well, that's fine instead. And then a bolster, and if you don't have a bolster, of course, a pillow from your bed, a firmer cushion from the sofa, maybe something that you can roll in half, or a really thick blanket rolled up as well is absolutely fine. And you'll find that you can get pretty creative with the props that you can find around your house. So when you found your props, nice to perhaps pick a playlist. There's a suggested playlist in the description of the video of the Nest Yoga Spotify account, but you're welcome to use your own as well, of course, whatever is your favorite. And so when you've got all of that ready, come on down to your yoga mat and take a lie down on your back. As you lay on your back, drop the soles of your feet together, take your knees wide into Supta Baddha Konasana. And right away, take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your low belly, space between pubic bone and belly button. Close down your eyes. If it feels like a strain through the inner thigh or the hip of one of the legs and it just feels a bit stuck and uncomfortable, you might like to get that leg and pick it up and give the thigh bone a wiggle around into the hip. Sometimes I can just get a little stuck on something and then maybe pop it back down again and you might find it more comfortable. If you're comfortable already, just be still. And find your breath. Allowing the breath to come right down into the belly so you feel the hand that's resting on the belly rise. And then the hand to the chest rises with the expansion of the ribs. And the exhale, hand to chest drops down. Hand to belly sinks in. And find another couple of breaths like this. Full, deep belly breaths. Noticing the natural rhythms of the body through the palms of your hand. If you are feeling a bit agitated at the moment, a bit stressed, lean more into the exhale, the breath out. Lengthen it a little bit. Slow it down. The exhale is directly linked to your parasympathetic nervous system, so your rest and digest. It helps us shift from our fight and flight mode. It is how the body can restore. Just one more breath here. Take your arms up and overhead behind. You can interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press them behind you. Stretch the torso first and then press the soles of the feet together firmly. Take a big breath in.
As you exhale, knees to the ceiling, soles of feet press forward, long front body stretch out. Point and flex the toes a few times. Let the back of the ribs lift from the mat. And then press the back of the ribs down into the mat as you draw the toes back towards the knee. Keep the back of the ribs pressing down as you hug your knees in towards your chest. Take the interlace of hands, top of shins. You can let that go if it's too strong. Little rocks side to side, just hydrating the tissues around the sacrum. Good. Release your arms, take them wide, and then take a bend in the elbow, cactus arms, back of hands still to the mat. Allow both of your knees to drop over to the left hand side, and then when you get there, you can turn the gaze to the right or simply head towards ceiling. You might like to shift the shoulders around so they're comfortable. Perhaps you rest the left hand down onto the outer edge of your right thigh. You have 5 breaths here in your twist. Feel a lengthening of the tailbone down and away from you towards the heels. As you do that, the back of the right shoulder might be able to ease closer in towards the mat. Notice if the breath can come through the twist, still into the low belly. 2 more breaths here. One more breath here. With your left hand, hold on to your right thigh and extend your right leg out towards that left side. Press the heel away, draw the toes back. Some of you might be able to reach for the outside of the right foot with the left hand, but you don't have to do that. You can absolutely just hold on to the back of the leg. It's one more breath here. Take that left arm back, cactus arms. Keep your legs in this shape as you turn the left sole of foot to the mat, right leg to the ceiling. Interlace your hands down the back of your right leg, pressing into the sole of the left foot as you do this, and begin to hug the right thigh towards the chest. Notice if the shoulders are hunching up by the ears, keep them dropping down. Keep pressing the back of the ribs in towards the mat. Make a circle with your right foot, one way and then the other. Breath in. As you exhale, take a bend into that right knee, knee towards chest. Go ahead and take your right foot and take your right ankle to your left thigh for a figure 4 on your back. Press the right knee away, press the right heel away as you draw the toes back towards the knee. And you can stay here if this is enough for you, or begin to hug that left thigh into the chest, but don't use your hands, do it energetically to start with. Find a moment. Then you can reach your right arm through the window between the legs and interlace the hands, top of left shin or back of left thigh, whatever feels comfortable. Take 5 breaths here. If you're looking to explore different sensations and how they show up in the body, a subtle rock of the hips side to side will allow you to feel that. Sensation will dissipate as you rock right, and it will increase as you rock left. Take care. Two more breaths here. Keeping the figure 4, but releasing the left sole of foot down to the mat. Half happy baby with your right leg. Grab the outside of the foot with the hand, but the arm comes inside the knee. Knee towards armpit, sole towards ceiling. You're welcome to drop your left knee out towards the side, coming to the knife edge of your left foot. Two more breaths here. Last breath here. Allow the sole of your right foot to come down towards the mat. Interlace your hands, press your arms to the back. Take a breath in. Exhale, slide your feet forward. Point the toes, let the back of the ribs lift. Flex the feet, press the back of the ribs into the mat. Keep the back ribs pressing down as you hug knees to chest. Release the arms wide, then once more take that cactus bend as you drop both knees over towards the right hand side. Shift and shuffle, make your chest and your legs comfortable. Right hand might rest to the left thigh. And then find the tailbone and send it down and away towards the heels. And as you do that, you'll feel it through the low back and through the waistline. Settle in here, 5 breaths. Closing the eyes is really nice. It allows you to sink deeper into the postures and into the whole body experience. Two more breaths here. One more breath here. And again, starting to straighten the left leg out towards the right side. You can hold the back of the leg, or you can reach for the outside of the left foot with your right hand, if you can. Keep the tailbone lengthening down and away. One more breath. Legs stay in this shape. Take your right arm to cactus arms. Bring your legs up to center so the sole of the right foot is down to the mat, knee is bent, left foot to the ceiling, and interlace your hands somewhere up the back of your left leg. Keep pressing the sole of the right foot down into the ground. That'll help you press your low back and the back of the rib cage as well. And then soften the shoulders from the ears as you draw your right leg closer towards your chest. Just to the point you feel something nice down the back of the leg, but not in the back of the knee. If you've got the back of the knee, just bend the knee a little bit. One more breath here. And release the leg, take the left ankle to your right thigh for figure 4. Left knee presses away, heel presses away, and the toes draw back to the knee. You can either stay there or with no hands start to draw the right thigh towards the chest energetically. You can stay there, or you can reach your left arm through the window between the legs, right arm around the side, and go for interlace of hands over the right shin or indeed the back of the right thigh. Just with the other side, if you're looking to explore difference in sensation, that subtle rock of your hips side to side. And as you do that, drop your awareness into your left glutes, and you'll feel it. As you go to the right, it really increases the stretch there. And as you go to the left, it kind of backs off a touch. One more breath. Begin to put the sole of your right foot back down to the mat. Hand to the outside of the left foot or the left ankle if you cannot reach for half happy baby. Left knee will come towards your armpit. Heel to the ceiling, toes draw back. And you might like to drop to the outer edge of the right foot and let the right knee go wide here. And just 2 more breaths right down into your belly. 1 more breath here. Release the legs, sole of foot to mat. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up and overhead behind. Breath in. Exhale, send your heels long down the mat. Point the toes, lift the back of the ribs. Flex the feet, press the back of the ribs in towards the ground. Keep the hands reaching behind as you draw the knees towards the chest. Lift the forehead to the knees, curl into that little tiny ball. Take hold of the back of your legs. Take a rock up and down the spine and do this 3, maybe 4 times. A little bit of control, married with some momentum. 1 more. And this time come up and over, land your feet as wide as the mat into Malasana squat. If your heels are lifting, it's absolutely okay. You might like to turn your toes out a touch further. That can help. Take your elbows to the inner knees, take your palms to prayer. Begin to drop the forehead to the fingertips. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Three more breaths. Big breath in. Keep pressing into the outer edges of the feet. Don't let your knees drop in. Release your fingertips forward, bow down. Begin to press into your feet. Lift the sit bones up away from the heels ever so slightly, just a few inches, and hold. One more breath. It's quite challenging. Big breath in. As you exhale, drive down into your feet. Send your sit bones high. Heel toe your feet to hip width apart. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take hold opposite hand into opposite elbow for your ragdoll. Let your head be heavy here. Find 4, maybe 5 breaths here. Imagine the thoughts, the busyness of your mind just dripping out of your brain. Two more breaths here. A rock from the toes to the heels can feel good. Let the hands go. Slowly press into your feet. On your inhale, rise on up. We're coming to Tadasana, so don't reach your arms up and overhead. But when you lift the crown of the head, roll the shoulders back, the palms face forward. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the sensation of being
Firm and sturdy, stable through the feet. But waking up the muscles of the body to keep you steady, tall. Blink open your eyes. As you inhale, slowly reach your arms out, up and overhead. Use the full length of breath to marry movement. As you exhale, palms come down into heart space. These rounds of Surya Namaskar will be more about the breath than the movement. So we'll be taking slow movements and pausing between breaths in the shapes. I'll guide you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Pause at the top with a full body of breath. Exhale slowly into your fold.
Pause in your fold, no breath in your body. Inhale, halfway lift.
Pause full of breath. Exhale, fold,
no breath. Inhale to plank, big steps. Pause, full of breath. Knees to the earth, exhale, slow delivery to your belly. Pause, no breath. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra.
Pause full of breath, narrow your shoulder blades. Exhale, child's pose. Be empty when you get there. Stay empty when you're there.
Inhale up onto your all fours.
Exhale, dome your upper back.
Drop the belly, lift the heart, look forward and linger.
Tuck the toes, downward facing dog.
Breath out, empty. Inhale, big steps, top of your mat, halfway lift.
Exhale, fold, let it go.
Down into the feet, reach for the ceiling, breath in all the way up.
Exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest. Again. Inhale, big reach of the arms all the way. Exhale to fold, empty, and remember the pause.
Halfway lift, breath in.
Fold, breath out.
Step to plank, inhale and pause.
Knees or no knees, belly down on your breath out. Cobra pose, narrow the shoulder blades, press into the pubic bone. Child's pose, empty with buttocks to heels. All fours, inhale. Tuck the chin, tilt the pelvis back, dome the upper back, exhale. Drop the belly, lift the heart, tilt the pelvis forward. Downward facing dog, breath out. Big steps, half lift, top of mat, inhale.
Exhale to fold, chin to chest, head heavy. All the way to stand, reach for the ceiling, breath in. Hands to heart, breath out. Release your arms down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Close down your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Balance into your right foot and hover your left foot just up and off the mat. Try and keep your eyes closed as you take this balance. Notice all the shifting down the right leg. Everything working together to support your weight, to help you balance. Return the left foot to the mat. Keep your eyes closed. Hover your right foot. Whole body working to keep you here. Reorganizing, communicating. Right foot comes down. Blink open your eyes. Take your left knee to your chest for tree pose. So take hold of your left ankle and take the sole of your left foot as high up your right inner thigh as you can. Now, if you can't get above the knee, that's absolutely fine. You can take the sole of the foot below the knee. You can even take the toes to the mat and the heel to the inner ankle. Choose something that you can be steady in. What you can't do is just take the sole of the foot to the inner knee. That's not going to be helpful for your knee going forward. Once you've chosen, there's equal pressure foot to thigh and thigh to foot. The two squeeze together. Find an opening through the front of the hips. Little tuck of tailbone under, front belly draws in. Bring the palms to prayer in front of you. Broaden the collarbones as you narrow the shoulder blades. Stay for 4 more breaths. One more breath. Keep your hands where they are. Take your left knee to your chest, stork pose. Reach your arms high on your inhale. And as you exhale, sit that down into Utkatasana, chair. Take a big breath in chair. As you exhale, wing your arms back, step your right foot back to the back of the mat. As you inhale, drop your right knee, reach the arms for the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, hips slip back in space, left toes lift, half Hanumanasana bow. Right hand stays down, breath in, left arm to the sky, wing it up. As you exhale, just keep your left arm straight, tap the fingertips. One more time, as you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, tap it down. Ripple your weight forward, come off your right knee, breath in, fingertip lunge. Breath out, step and fold, top of the mat. All the way to stand for your inhale. Exhale, hands come down into prayer. Take your right knee to your chest. Tree pose, right side, sole of foot, thigh, calf, or inner ankle, up to you. This time, as possible, take your reverse prayer, but behind you. And if you can't, you can just make fists like this behind you, or you can even hold opposite hand into opposite wrist behind you. Find the same cues.
Tailbone tucks, front belly draws up. If you're puffing your ribs forward, pull them back, knit them together. Couple more breaths. Two more breaths. Release the hands first in front. Bring the right knee to the chest. Land straight into chair pose, Utkatasana. Take a full breath in here. Exhale, arms wing back, left leg steps back. Knee to the mat, reach the arms to the ceiling, inhale. Drive the hips back, lift the right toes, half Hanuman breath out, bow down. Left hand stays down, right arm will lift, twist your Hanuman breath in. Keep the arm long as you tap the fingers, breath out, bow. One more time, inhale, lift that up. Exhale, bring it down. Ripple this forward off the back knee. Exhale, step and fold, top of your mat, let it go. All the way to stand, reach your arms for the ceiling on the inhale. Exhale, bring hands home to heart space. One more round, a little more dynamic with the flow. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, chair pose, sit down. Breath in here. Step your right foot back, wing the arms, arrowhead. Right knee to earth, lift to the ceiling, inhale. Half Hanuman, exhale, bow. Left arm lifts to the breath in. Down to the breath out. One more time, lift to the breath in. Down to the breath out. Ripple forward off the back knee, we'll add here. As you exhale, drop your right heel, left hand inside the foot, right arm unpeels to the ceiling, hold. Press down into your feet, rise that on up for warrior two and sink in. Flip through the front palm, reverse, inhale. Hands will windmill to the mat. Pop the back heel up, right hand stays down. Peel the left arm to the ceiling, look up. Exhale, left hand will come down. Step and fold, top of your yoga mat. Let it go. All the way to stand for your breath in. Hands to heart. Breath out. Arms come high, inhale. Sit into chair, exhale. Full breath in. Left foot goes back, wing the arms back, arrowhead. Knee to mat, reach for the ceiling, inhale. Half Hanumanasana, right leg straight, bow down. Right arm will lift, breath in. Exhale, place it down. Ripple forward, fingertip lunge, inhale. Left heel to the mat, right hand inside the right foot, and then unpeel your left arm to the ceiling. Press firmly into your right foot, soften the toes. Rise on up. Warrior two, you might like to deepen your stance by shuffling that front foot forward a touch. Flip the front palm, reverse on your inhale. Hands windmill to the earth,
back heel will lift. Left hand stays down, right arm to the sky. Bring your right hand down, step it back, downward facing dog. Rock your weight forward into plank. Knees or no knees, lower all the way down, belly to mat. Take your arms by your side, palms up, fingernails down, forehead down. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet, keep pressing into the backs of the hands. As you inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, nothing more. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, and the arms. Exhale, down. Inhale, head, chest, arms, and legs if you can. Drop it back a level if not. Exhale, down. Either one of those, or breath in, head, chest, arms, interlace the hands, narrow the blades, draw them back, float the legs, Shalabhasana. Point the toes, everything draws back except the sternum drawing forward. Exhale, release. Take a rock of the hips side to side. Take a cheek to the mat. Palms either side of your ribs. Press your buttocks back to your heels, child's pose. One more breath here. Come all the way up to your all fours. Taking a seat, you will be lying down on the back of your body. This is where you'll need your really sturdy book and your pillow. So it's a little bit of setting up. You're going to take your pillow with the book underneath it. So I want the pillow to be lifted a touch off the ground. If that's too much for you, all you need to do is take the book away, okay? And then as you come up and over, it's the buttocks that go on top of that, legs go long. And then you can drop the back body, back of head, back of shoulders onto the ground. So you need to shift a little bit here. What I want is the props to encourage a back tilt of the pelvis, that posterior tilt. And if you find it's too strong and it's creating a lot of sensation into the low back, just simply take one of the props away. So take the book away and just have the pillow there or the rolled up towel there. That's also fine. And then keep your right leg long and straight. Begin to bring your left knee in towards your chest. Interlace the hands over the left shin. You can point or flex the toes, it doesn't matter. As you draw the left knee towards the chest, you'll notice how it encourages a deeper back tilt of your pelvis. Now you do that until you feel a nice stretch in the front of your right leg. I like to hover my right heel just above the mat. I prefer to point my right toes and then try and relax. This is relatively subtle, but what you should feel is a sense of space in the front of your right hip. So we're looking at your right hip flexors here. If you move around a bit, you might find that optimum position, that plum spot. I prefer my left knee to come a little towards my armpit and my right toes to go somewhat towards the top right corner of the mat. You're here for a little while. So once you've found something that feels comfortable, close down the eyes and lean your way back into your breath. Remembering that it is the breath out that is completely connected to the nervous system, that has the ability to settle you very quickly. Focus on long, steady exhales and know that the breath in will happen to match that more or less on its own. Have 5 more breaths here. Beginning to just pull it back, to wind down. Last breath here. You can release the left leg, send it long. You might need to shift the hips and the props and then bring your right knee in. I often find I've sort of slipped a little back off it doing that. Once the right knee comes in, readjust. Use the right knee, drawing it closer to tilt the pelvis back to find an increase in stretch in the front of your left leg here. And again, it is subtle, so if you're looking for something deep and strong, you probably won't find it. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening at all, quite the opposite. There's a lot going on here. This is one of my favorite postures to take. It is kind of restful but also really useful. A lot of the time we sit a lot, whether we're at the computer or watching telly, maybe now more so than ever. And this can be a really nice counterpose to that. When we sit, things get really tight in the front of the hips. It's just a nice way to release. A few more breaths here. Breath in. And release your right leg, so both legs are long, into this passive, supported bridge pose. Again, if you feel that this creates a sensation of tension in the low back, try and shift the props closer towards your heels or drop down a level so you just have the pillow. Nice to take your arms overhead behind you. If you can't get comfortable, simply take a gentle bend in the knees and keeping the props underneath the hips and be supported in that way. You need to be able to relax completely in this shape. Let the pelvis be heavy, the heels be heavy, the head be heavy. And you'll be able to notice the sensation of breath down into the belly. You might have to put some effort there to make the belly rise and fall and encourage full deep breath. Slowing the breath down. And just like we did at the very beginning of this practice in the Surya Namaskar sun salutation flow, where we paused full of breath and empty of breath. And do that now. At the peak of your inhale, retain it. At the base of your exhale, suspend yourself in this place of nothingness. Two more rounds of breath, just like that. Okay. You can take a bend in your knees. And then keep the props, but just draw your knees to the chest. So keep the props underneath the sacrum. Take your knees wide towards your armpits and then grab your arms around the back of your legs. So I want you to wedge your wrists or your forearms behind your knees and then interlace your hands. You can then squeeze the back of the calves to the thighs, but relax the feet. Relax the shoulders. Collarbones will broaden as the shoulder blades drip down the back. Close the eyes once more. The shape should feel nothing but good. If it's not so great for you, don't interlace the hands. Just rest the hands on the back of the thighs instead. Or just hang, thighs squeezing down towards chest, but no effort. I prefer to interlace my hands and it kind of locks everything in place. It allows you to relax more across the chest and the jaw. And just like the movement linked with our breath, slowing that down and pausing, this too is a massage for the nervous system. Three more breaths here. Try and keep your eyes closed. Release the hands. Hands either side of you to just push your props down towards the foot of your mat. You can use your feet as well. And then catch that pillow behind the back of the calves or the back of the knees. Let the arms go long by your sides, legs long down the mat, slightly elevated by the props. Make any final adjustments you need. Perhaps the shoulder blades can come down the back a bit and you can then rest upon them. Soften the jaw, the brow. And then let yourself just slip deeply into Shavasana. And stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. The longer you stay, the more benefit there is. So thank you for your practice with me. I hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste.